His 2017 Harvard Law Review commentary, President Barack Obama powerfully reminded us all Americans have an interest in living in safe and vibrant neighborhoods, in raising their children in a country of equal treatment and second chances, and entrusting their liberty to a justice system that remains true to our highest ideals. His words reflect our shared hopes for better communities. The criminal justice system, shaped by historical events from 1960s and 1980s, still impacts society today. I will discuss challenges in the system, explore reforms, and consider how these approaches can improve our nation. Reforming criminal justice requires addressing systemic inequality, policing, and harsh sentencing so every American can experience fairness and safety. A 2024 article written by Matt Klaus of Harvard Kennedy School states that Congress passed the Sentencing Reform Act in 1984 to promote fairness in the justice system, but it instead increased systemic inequalities. Racial and socioeconomic disparities are evident in the system. People of color face higher detention, charges, and sentences than white individuals. Limited resources and legal support for lower income groups contribute to harsher penalties. According to the 2024 article from the International Journal of Research and Analytical Reviews written by Simran Shindel, gender disparities continue to occur. For example, women are arrested and charged more frequently than men for similar crimes and are held to stricter behavioral standards during incarceration. Klaus from Harvard Kennedy School noted that the 1960s civil rights movement, President Johnson's war on crime, and Nixon's Southern strategy increased law enforcement and harsher sentencing, influencing today's incarceration rates. According to a 2024 prison policy initiative article by Emily Wydra, criminalizing substance use leads to punitive sentences like incarceration, where individuals face limited visitation and their mail is scanned. A 2023 study authored by Olga Kunha, peer-reviewed and published by BMC Psychology, indicates that individuals facing mental health challenges or crisis often encounter suboptimal outcomes when law enforcement is the primary responder. Such interventions may lead to further trauma, including detention and incarceration. Research published by the National Alliance to End Homelessness, written by Nicole Dubois, Claire Herbert, and E. May Sowers, shows that criminalizing homelessness leads to penalties like a loss of personal belongings or medications, and charges that make it harder for individuals to obtain stable housing and access community resources. Given these disparities, we must turn our attention to comprehensive criminal justice reform. According to a 2026 article by Legal Clarity Team, tackling every stage of the system, from policing to re-entry, can reduce inequalities affecting nearly 2 million incarcerated individuals. Promoting diversity among law enforcement reduces racial bias and improves outcomes like fair sentencing and treatment. Reforming poverty-related issues strengthens defense services and lowers pretrial detention rates. The implementation of bias training can help reduce inequalities that impact individuals based on their gender or sexuality, fostering more equitable outcomes. Legal Clarity Team's 2026 article highlighted that evidence-based practices focused on proportionality and rehabilitation improve sentencing and reduce harsh sentencing. The philanthropic community Stand Together's 2025 report advocated for reforms addressing substance use, offering education and rehabilitation to support community integration. Trauma-informed approaches like the crisis intervention team training and prioritizing mental health treatment result in better outcomes for those with challenges. Efforts to decriminalize homelessness and provide support, such as diversion programs and stable housing, benefit unhoused individuals. This leads us to consider how criminal justice reform can influence society. Stand Together's 2025 article highlights that criminal justice reform lowers recidivism and supports better re-entry for former inmates. Mount Tamalpais College's associate degree program has reduced recidivism to only 5% compared to the 70% within 5 years of release. Addressing socioeconomic and behavioral health issues also boost reintegration and community participation. Although some people believe criminal justice reform has little impact, research shows that comprehensive strategies such as evidence-based practices and structured reentry plans do produce effective results. Stand Together notes that criminal justice reform strengthens communities and boosts public safety. Reduced incarceration and more reunification enhance family dynamics. Education and skill building expand job prospects, allowing greater societal contribution. Rehabilitation and restorative justice decrease recidivism, lessen stigma, and foster trust between communities and the justice system. In conclusion, criminal justice reform plays a vital role in mending our society. I've discussed the challenges and disparities people encounter within the system, the potential for impactful reforms, and the positive effects reform can have on society. Person-centered reforms lay the groundwork for improved environments and opportunities for everyone. It is essential that we pursue innovative reforms grounded in compassion, fairness, and rehabilitation while holding our leaders and enforcers accountable. Take action by familiarizing yourself with current policies and practices and advocating for positive changes. Thank you for your time and consideration to help improve the quality of our justice system.